there, YouTube? I'm back here today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And every once in a while, we even slum it up on GameFound, even though, I gotta say, GameFound's been making a lot of changes to their front page as of late. Some I think are good, some I think not so good. It looks like they're kind of copying a little bit of Kickstarter, copying a little bit of BackerKit. This is an unruly mess over here. But I do like the fact they're at least trying to do some different things here. They still have these obnoxious rectangles, but moving in the right direction. And today I was more excited than I was when I first started this to check out Odalin's Dungeons of Doom by Dragori Games, which has already raised $1.2 million. I was excited when I saw it raised $1.2 million. And then I looked at the pedigree of the designer, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with us? I hope I'm wrong, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Experience the thrill of classic dungeon crawlers infused with great strategic depth in a unique dark desert fantasy setting. Find immersion and nostalgia in the intense battles with only the bravest souls dare to explore. With straightforward rules and innovative mechanics, every encounter is unique. You will never know what lurks within the shadowy pits of the dungeon. That is a big old mouthful of PR speak. Sounds good. 1 to 4 players, 16 plus, 120 minutes to play. It's got that stretch pay, the stable pledge. Looking at the main image. Bleh, generic. Oh look, it's a mini. It's a big demon guy sitting on a chair. Cool. And then there's the guy walking to a castle. Like, these main images, not really doing much for me. But I'm excited to see why it's got $1.2 million. I'm assuming it's because they gave some sort of fancy bell and whistle at the beginning. Where they're like, oh yeah, if you sign up right now, you get a whole bunch. Yes, that's why. We got 4.3 thousand people in here. It's a good number. Now look at this main image, though. We get to see more of the mini box, whatever, but US $18.43 a month. That's a nice start right there. And that's why I love stretch pay. I honestly think it is the ace in the hole for GameFound. I think it's the biggest thing that GameFound is doing right now on Kickstarter. I actually heard this from someone who I worked with who talked to the guy who was running Kickstarter games at the time. And he's like, it's a predatory practice to have the stretch goals, blah, blah, blah. No, it's a smart practice because it allows people to say, you know what, maybe I do need another freaking minis game because it's only $18.43. It's not $350 or whatever it is. But yeah, the mini, whatever. It's a big mini. As always is with the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? And why? Why do we do this? Look at this. Look at this picture. They didn't even show you the board. They didn't show you text. They didn't show you art. It's just, hey, it's minis and boxes. Yippee! Ugh. I hate our hobby sometimes. In a world overtaken by evil, where demonic forces ravage the land. Apparently they could not afford a voiceover person, so we're just going text. All right, it is what it is. I don't think it's a good choice, but it is what it is. Hopefully in their next one, now that they have a $1.2 million, they can afford someone to do a voiceover. Are you a sinner for use evil? Wait. Are you a sinner for use evil to combat the What the... Okay. Now we do need a voiceover guy, because I don't think that's proper English. Let's go. There's a big Abaddon miniature for day 1 backers, 1 hero for followers, and 1 dragon miniature for returning backers. Yeah, I assume that was what it is. Some fancy bell or whistle at the door, which, you know, works really stinking well. I hate how well it works, but it works really well. In a world overtaken by evil, where demonic forces ravage the lands. Are you a sinner for use evil to combat the profane? What? What? Okay, and I'm not making fun of the language barrier here. But at the same time, you should have someone to proof the first 20 seconds of the video to say that doesn't actually make sense. Like, come on. And that's the sort of thing where I say, oh, and you're expecting this rule booklet to be great? Or are you just going to sit this one on the shelf and wait for the errata? Is that the plan? It's little things like that, but it's a little thing like that slapped right in your face in the first 20 seconds where it's like, no. A new dark fantasy dungeon crawler with minis and crossbows. Oh, look at those minis. I like how the first 30 seconds we've seen nothing but minis. And box. Use demons' power. Be a true hero. Use demons' power, but resist their influence. Choose your hero. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting places. Okay. Whoa. There it is. That's the unique aspect here. That's the big selling point I see. It's dual-layered boards, whatever, fancy minis, whatever, elephant guy, whatever. That looks cool. What is that? Tell me more. Combine with a demon. Bind their power. Okay, so it's cards with 1/2 and 1/2, and then you put the sleeve on. Cool. Build and customize a unique team. We got 3 terrain, which obviously you're going to need, and I'm sure is inevitably a pledge level that no one needs. Risk reward, dungeon crawling, dice chucking. The greater the corruption, the greater the power. Use corruption to turn into demonic form before you lose control. Oh, and my mini changed. Oh, cool. So now I have 2 minis for my character, just in case I go into the evil side. Is that what it was? Yeah, because it's a different mini, right? Oh, and it's a larger mini, too. Cool. More boxes for my shelf. Thank you. I will say, I do kind of like the fact they flipped this one over just so you can see Odalin on the bottom. It's a nice little touch, unique little thing. It's completely unnecessary, but nice. Each demon has completely different abilities. I would hope so. That dramatically changed the hero's gameplay. Hundreds of items of different rarities. That's good. That's a good start right there. All right. Spotlighting hundreds of cards. Good deal. Ooh, common, mythical, legendary sets. All right, you're getting me. You're getting me. Once we got past all that minis garbage, which makes you so not special. That is the opposite of special. You showcasing your minis is the opposite of special at this point because everyone else does it. This is where the meat is. This is where you're going to con people into it. And I use the word con, and I mean conning them into buying your game as opposed to the 10 to 15 other games that look very, very similar to this game that are going to come on Kickstarter, GameFound. I'm not going to say backer kit, but Kickstarter and GameFound over the next 90 days. You know, because it does, like, this kind of game used to feel special, and now it just feels like the norm, especially if we're looking at big projects, which is mind-blowing. Back in my day, there was a move towards not minis games, but small games, micro games. Have you been in the hobby long enough that you remember there was a micro game craze we went through for a while, where it was all tiny games, and everybody's crazy. And now it's the exact opposite. And I miss the micro games. Where's my mint tins? Now that's what I'm talking about. Go to that shot. That's what we need to be focusing on. I don't need 30 seconds of your stupid minis. I want this booklet with all that text. Once again, it looks great, but it doesn't look special anymore. I'm so jaded from seeing so many of these Kickstarters. It's like, oh yeah, it's a really nice looking big booklet. So many other games have big booklets, but that does get me excited about this game, though, legitimately. Ooh, choices! Immersive storyline and dungeon exploration. Rob, oh, you found an anvil infused with demon blood? That's quite the rarity. I could use it to craft something unique for you, a weapon or armor of great power, but I'd need a fell iron hammer and the blood of whoever's going to use it. If they got an anvil, the hammer should be somewhere around. Refuse, you shall not use such cursed item except anything that can help against the demons. Ask, what is fell iron? Cool. Looks fun. Traps, snakes, unnecessary treasure chests. Mystery boxes, boy howdy. There's a lot of really exciting stuff in this game. It really is. And unfortunately, it costs $200 more than I'd like to spend on it because of those minis. That might be hyperbolic. I'm going to go 140. All right. So $1.2 million. It's already raised. Wow, good for them. Dragori Games. Now, I know they have one big hit. Dragori Games is a tabletop developer and publisher responsible for the Kickstarter hits Arena the Contest. Yeah, Arena the Contest. That's the big one. Tenaris as well. Founded with the clear mission of creating board games that would sit on everybody's table, not themselves. But let's see why they made the switch from Kickstarter to GameFound. I understand why. They have a big, massive mini game. Which is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you might actually want to consider going to GameFound. Arena the Contest, probably Dragori Games. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I think I covered this one. Four created... Wait, are these the guys that had the whole Quackalope thing, or is that a different one? That's a different one, I think. Tenaris, Ultimate Adventure, an RPG, Tenaris Adventure plus Arena, and Arena the Contest. Let's make sure these are out. People got their stuff. Let's see. Update. Shipping in Odalin Day 1, so June 25th. Bridge is on track to complete shipping by the end of June. Currently, they are in picking and packing phase. Cool. Has Bridge completed shipping? I received an email on June 19th. Hello, I got almost everything I asked for, but I'm missing the stretch goal miniatures. Even I pledged more than $89, so I should have received them. It's arriving today, not being a player mode. It was oriented only to miniatures. I took the collection of Dragons, Madness, and various add-ons, so people are getting their stuff. Cool. They have not responded to any of these, but these are all in like the last 6 hours, so I'm not going to ding them that hard. So I finally got around to moving everything to the storage box. It turns out there's a lot of stuff I apparently don't have. I know I'm missing this, that, the other thing. I had a quick look at it. First glance, it looks like you're missing most of the stuff from the Tenaris RPG campaign. You should definitely have the chest. So it's been 4 months, and I didn't receive the pledge nor shipping notice or tracker. I think you get a full refund if you want one. That was the deal. It doesn't sound like that's what he wants. It sounds like he wants this game. The Quackalope thing was Aeon Trespass Odyssey or something like that. Yeah, thank you. You're right, John. It's just these minis games all blend together. I'm one backer for the core game on day one, but my box does not include Silver Dragon Huge Miniature. I asked for you to help check for any reason behind. Please send an email. They will check everything and solve any issues. Just leave the game. Disappointed that the sleeve bundle does not have enough to do the sleeve dragon. Anyone UK? So there's a lot of people complaining about a bunch of various random things. Okay. But shipping, they're getting the stuff. RPG, not that I really care. Let's make sure people get their RPG book. Everyone received the painted thing. I have received everything else that didn't receive that many when they shipped Wave 1 last year. God, I hate waves. I was late backer. Yeah, so can you do it? I'm going to go with a yes on this one. Looks solid. It's not a flaming dumpster fire here. You got a lot of little complaints, but when you have, you know, tens of thousands, 7,000 people backing, you're going to have some issues here and there. Back to the years ago and realized I never backed for the core game. What is the best way to get the core box so I can play the campaign game? Look what arrived. Cool. So can you do it? Yes. Looking good. Love to see it. All right. Do I want it? We'll get there. Now, this is what I was talking about with the designer of the game. And I just feel like I need to mention this. But this is the pedigree. 11,000, 18,000, 19,000, 21,000. And then expansions for Arena, which is already a much beloved game. So, like, whatever on that one. But that's the pedigree of the designer. Those 4 games right there. I want you to really look you in the face there and say, that's the pedigree you want. And when you actually look at the rankings, there's a lot of 10s and 9s from people in Brazil where it's like, oh, so that's actually, that number's actually, yeah. So I hate to be a jerk and bring that up, but at the same time, God, if you're going to spend a couple $100 on a flyer on a minis game with a huge booklet and a lore and the world, maybe you want to do it with one with a better track record than this. And I had to do it. I had to bring it up as someone who would want to see that if I were considering backing this, when I'm sure there's another game on Kickstarter GameFound that's roughly very similar to this game. Yeah, so the track record of the actual designer itself, not good. Dare I say, bad. Ooh, $2.99. That's actually not terrible. When I say $120 away from being what I'd want to pay, if there weren't minis, no, I think it was closer to $200. Yeah. Step into the world of... No, 120's right. Step into the world of Odalin, a thrilling dark fantasy dungeon crawler for 1 to 4 set in a desert realm. Battle demons, customize your heroes, blah, blah, blah. Your pledge will be worth even more. No retail. Yeah, shocked. This was not coming to Target. No reprint. 2-year guarantee of no reprints or upgraded versions. Now, does that mean 2 years from the time they wrap up? Or does that mean 2 years from the time they ship out? Because in many instances, the 2-year guarantee might be over before the game even comes out. Either way, fine. 5 months guarantee of delivery. If your games are not going to be your home from the local hubs after 5 months of delivery, estimate you may request a refund and get 100% of the amount paid. Oh. That's nice. Opinions on Guilty Gear Strive. I think I did. I reviewed that game, actually, and I thought it was hot garbage. I just didn't understand it. It was not a style for me, and I hate fighting games, so I'm not the person to ask for that. Like, I've found, like, 3 fighting games my whole life I actually enjoyed, and 2 of them were Power Stone. You can pay in up to 7 installments, stable pledge, cool, Wide Odalin is special. Okay, let's go. Convince me. An immersive dark fantasy dungeon crawler, not special. Epic campaign or single scenarios, not special. I mean, it's awesome, but it's not special anymore. Co-op or solo mode, once again, not special. Immersive lore with choices or jump directly to action, awesome. These are all amazingly awesome things, but you got to realize they're not special anymore. There's just so much. We are so over-bloated with games like this because everybody sees those $1.2 million, and now they're like, yeah, do I really want to make a 45-minute lightweight Euro game, or do I want to go for one of these huge, massive ones? All extra, and I think it's only going to get worse. I honestly think it's only going to get worse with artificial intelligence. I think being able to write a huge chunk of stuff with AI, not insinuating that's what they're doing here, not that I really feel like that's a bad thing as long as you proofread it, but I know a lot of people do. I think we're only going to see more games of this style. All extra contents and add-ons in separate boxes are in one organized storage solution. That's nice. That's the special? Okay. Unique gameplay features. Be a true hero. Use blah, blah, blah. Customize and level up your hero. Cool. This all looks cool. And I'm not trying to dog on the game. It's just it doesn't feel special. This is the one thing that feels kind of special here. The combining the cards, putting a sleeve on it. These are plastic sleeves. Ooh, that explains part of the problem. Part of the price as well. I hate to admit it because I'm planning on backing Odalin so far, but you make some very good points. It's just I see so many games like Odalin. There used to be a time where this would be like a tentpole thing, where it's like, oh, it's like this huge thing, and it still is. It's making $1.2 million, but it's like, how many other games out there are like this? There's a lot. Acquire gears from hundreds of unique items, set collection, use demonic powers. You know, we got cube pushers. I think this is just a minis pusher. Like, that's all this is. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Be your hero, subdue a demon lord, and harness its power to transform into a devastating demonic form where you lose control. Cool. Just show me a gameplay video in the rule booklet. A mysterious desert-themed world full of choices and secrets. Ooh, foreteller. That's nice. A dark fantasy realm full of secrets and hard-boiled choices. Uncover the mystery boxes. All this good stuff that you already showed me in the video, except for the foreteller. That's nice. Immersive combat. When unpredictable encounters face unpredictable enemies, each with their unique deck of attack stuff. Thing. Got it. All right, $299. It's not a terrible price, I will say. That feels very Kickstarter reasonable to me, which just, I hate saying that. I hate saying that $300 before you even get to the shipping seems Kickstarter reasonable. God, what have you done? Board game hobby, what have we created here? People are going to look back at this time period of board games. 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know how long it's going to be, and they're like, what the hell were you people thinking? Like, seriously, they're like, what the hell were you people thinking? Do you know how many games you can get for $300? Like, and then we're not even shipping. Gates of Hell, follow the campaign and get access to the Pledge Manager. Cool, $5 for the Pledge Manager. Get bent. Core box. The pledge contains the Odalin core box, $129. Ooh. Man, I wish that didn't have minis, so it'd be even cheaper. Okay, 962 people. That's a pretty big chunk. 5-1 expanded campaign, 533. So 1,500 are in at lower pledges. So what's the difference between these ones? Is this just terrain and stuff? High quality miniatures and core box extras as well as Sand of Destruction expansion, the Manticore box scenario pack, Demon pack, Lust and Wrath dice collection, and digital rewards. The Hook Zealot. There's a mini. Is it going to come with cards? You don't need to know. There's minis. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's exciting. Cards. Now, are these actually unlocked? So these are stretch goals. So, wow. Looks like is that at $5,000? Am I doing my math right? That's $5,000. That's a micro stretch goal. These are micro stretch goals at every $5,000 and $10,000. Oh, that one jumps to 20. Okay. Cool. I guess. And then these are 100,000. How do we go from 100,000 to 5,000 on the stretch goals? That's just so weird. I'm also, and I know that the game page has some issues, but the game looks great. It does. It looks like a very cool game. Like, I need to see a gameplay, like if I didn't see a bunch of other games that looked exactly like this, it does. It looks very, very cool. I get it. I get why people are excited about this, especially with all those stretch goals. Like, there's a reason to come back. Scenario pack, foreteller bundle, pledges. Okay, Lion Guy, $129. Core box, you get all the stuff, lots of stuff, so much stuff. There's so much stuff, and I see all this stuff, and I say, man, it looks so good. And then I look at this track record, and I say, oh, okay. Like, that scares me. That does. And that's a legitimate scare. These are all ranked. They've got at least 25 rankings on them. And once again, most of these have rankings from people who maybe foot on the scale there. And it's like, this is the one where they're just going to turn it around. It's just going to be brilliant. It's going to be amazing. Amazing, even. And I typically don't go that hard on people's Board Game Geek ratings, but with this one, it's like, that's a track record. Those are not good numbers, in case you're familiar. Anytime you're above, I'd say 10,000 plus, that's where it's hit or miss. And once you get up to 15 to 20,000, that's where it's really miss. Like, that's when it's super misses. Like, most people thought it was bad. And a lot of times it's because of rule booklets. Tons of minis. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh my gosh, such a bloated page. Got it. Cool. Add-ons. Don't even care at this point. Oh my gosh, this is such a long page. Ooh, this is nice. Size comparison. Cool. Oh, they're doing inches as well. Great. Look at there. Roughly 3 inches. Nice. An epic campaign divided into 2 acts. Okay. Got it. Just tell me how many pages in the booklet. Just, oh my gosh, it just won't stop. Oh, we're doing this one. They still a little after the initial funding that they got from the day 1 reward. Oh, I bet they had a big old list of stretch goals, and they're like, okay, that makes sense. That's why the stretch goals got smaller. That's not a bad idea, honestly. That's actually kind of a smart idea. Big stretch goals at the front, smaller stretch goals in the middle. I don't think I've seen too many companies do that. Look at this. I'm not even doing anything. And it's just doing itself. Have I missed anything? No, obviously not. Where's the gameplay videos? Oh, they're down here. Buried below just all this minis porn. You know what? I'm just going to cheat a little bit. We're going to go a little faster. I just wanted to make sure we got a gameplay video and a rule booklet. Hey, there it is. It's a speed review. I mean, half-assed. And I'm not saying that in a negative way towards the king of whatever his name, the king of average. But I'm just saying, like, what's a speed? Does that mean it's quick?
Hello, everyone, and welcome
1825?
to a speed review of Odalin done.
I don't know what that means. But it is a review. So we got a review, we got a preview, we got an unboxing, preview. Where's the gameplay? There it is. Gameplay preview. Oh, tease. Ew. Is there...
Not familiar.
Oh, this is a hour 48. So that is the gameplay. That's the gameplay video. Okay, cool. So there is a gameplay video out there. Shipping. Where's the rules? We got a rule book? I don't think we did. So 25 to 39 on the shipping. 35 to 59. So if you get the big one, which once again is most people, you're now looking at a $260 game. To be fair, the designer's track record, if you sort by release, it gets better and better. That is totally fair. That is a very valid point to bring up. At the same time, 11,000 still not great. And once again, yeah. yeah, there's a reason. There's a lot of tens. There's a lot of tens. They said they're making and posting a full gameplay this week by the end of the weekend is what they said. Oh, cool. Now that they have $1.2 million, they could be bothered to get off their ass and shoot a gameplay. I will not be nice about that. I just won't. It's just that's such a lazy effing excuse that I see so often. You have your game in all these content creators' hands, and there's a good chance you paid these content creators, and you were talking to these content creaters, and you should have said, like, hey, I want a gameplay video. That's how, you know how simple it is to request a gameplay video from a content creator. Take it from a content creator, me, you say, type to type, I would like a gameplay video. Can you do that? Question mark. And then they say yes or no, because it's inexcusable, it's lazy, especially on a solo game. If it's a solo game and you don't have a gameplay video, extra lazy to me. Extra lazy, makes you look bad, 2/3 of a point grade bump down, even though there is one that's kind of like a gameplay video. I'm just gonna go with the 2/3 of a point grade bump down for that and not having a rule booklet, because once again, I imagine the rule booklet is going to be the huge Achilles heel here. And here's a dirty little secret about being a content creator. You might say, well, why wouldn't the content creator want to get a gameplay video up? Because surely it's going to have a lot of hits. Because if the rule booklet is so garbage or incomplete, you don't want to be the person playing it incorrectly and having them be like, yeah, can you take this down because you screwed up too many rules? And you're like, really? I spent all the time on this? It's like, it's your fault the rule booklet's garbage. Yeah, the bottom line is, without a rule booklet, oh, I don't want to add a favorite. I want to see if I can find the word rule. Straightforward rules. Ooh, this is a nice thing. Okay, so we don't have a rule booklet. That scares me. They said they're, okay. So after the main page, let's check out the comments, FAQ updates, give this one a grade. Hexplore it. No, we're not checking that one out. Comments, 4,243. I want to see what people said. Rule book. Standy, yeah, you dream on. Go to hashtag rule books. No one's asked about the rules? No one's asked about rules at all? Just nobody said rules? Okay. Let's see the most popular. We are very excited to see the game surpass 110 miniatures, but that is not all. This week we'll have more great news to share with you all. On top of that, oh, this is the pin one. I don't care. Get out of here. I want to see the real popular one. Dear Dragonus Games, Odalin is funded in 5 minutes. Congratulations, you've reached over 600,000 in 4 hours. This is the fame of your previous game that brought me here. I've been following Odalin since it first appeared in the game file. I was more than confident the campaign would be professionally constructed, clear, and easy to understand. Oh boy, you can even imagine my disappointment when it took off today. Yeah, it is not a fun slog to go through. I feel like slog is the appropriate word. And the only reviewer who agreed to a gameplay canceled on them. I wonder why. Just from a content creator's perspective, like, I wonder why. I wonder why only one agreed to it. You know, it's like, I wonder why there's no rule booklet up here. I wonder why the track record of the designer is not the most great. I wonder all of these things, and I hope it saves you money. Because at the end of the day, can you get this after the fact? Yeah, you can. Trade in some other fancy minis game that you're going to splock $300 down on and trade it for this one and trade that. You know what I get. Still no, all right, here we go. First of all, 4 hours have passed. Lots of questions in the comments and answers from people who appear to be devs, but without creator tags. Still no update. We're founded. Thank you. Okay, it's a bit nitpicky. Still no update on project page. In 4 hours, okay. Don Costa's losing me a bit here. That's asking for a lot, but granted, at the same time, you would assume they're on their page and they've raised $600,000. I get it. Unprofessional, clumsy, chaotic, and undeservedly successful. That is how I could describe the campaign so far. That's pretty harsh. Like, I'm harsh. That feels a little extra harsh. Examples, in no particular order. Let's go. You offer not specific add-on storage box, lack of basic information about dimensions of boxes, lack of detailed information about components of each box, lack of detailed information about types of gameplay, misleading information about campaigns, is Act 2 an expansion, new gameplay, final part of the game, almost no information about additional cost of language packs, almost no indicated currency, bad idea to count backers threshold for language pack after the end of campaign and pledge manager stage, almost hidden information about additional shipping costs of today's so-called free miniature, stretch goals looking like already known content of the game, they do, no explanation of using big minis in game, and they really do look like they're already in the game. No explanation of using big minis in games. Are they swappable, independent, can be used in both acts? Many misleading information and pledges, and no detailed description of components. No information about promised rewards for previous backers. No FAQ, no rule booklet. And this, my friends, is exactly why I ignore the pinned comment. You saw me just not even look at it and just say, oh, this one's useless. Let's go to the actual first comment. And this is why I ignore them. There's a method to my madness. I think he's very nitpicky here, Don Cosa. I think there's a lot of valid points, a lot that are, but a lot of valid mixed in. LMAO, just relax and give him a little time to get things rolling. Get things rolling? No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't have to. When they have 600 stretch goals ready to go, like, these are things that you'd be like, yeah. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, Glad to hear you're excited about this campaign. Sounds like your concern is focused on campaign updates and expanding the campaign description, while having a day one pledge reward should encourage more frequent participation on day one. It's only been 4 hours. More info will come. Absolutely agree with most of the additional costs are hidden. We're just a few hours with 16 days left to go. A lot of information has been provided. Let's go check out the second most popular comment. Surely it's going to be better than this flaming dumpster fire of very valid points. Many valid. Hi, everyone. Today's upload will be delayed for a few hours. We're improving to work the page descriptions. Get great. Yeah, you got $1.2 million. I hope your page doesn't suck. It does now. I feel like it's slog, but yeah. Today's update will cover hack and slash mode and show all the miniatures unlocked so far. We're listening to the community, and by the middle of the week, we'll have great surprises to everyone. Okay? So here's why I've not been drawn in yet. I know nothing about the things that actually matter to me. The story is not why I want a dungeon crawler. It's nice and icing, but it's not what I'm looking for. I honestly feel like that's... I wonder what other people think about that. For me, that's one of the big differentiating things, honestly. Everybody's got minis. Everybody's got cool, different cards that do all sorts of different stuff. But that story, that big booklet with the different interesting choices... That's what drew me in more than anything, honestly. What makes bosses interesting? How do characters advance? Is it limited by class or demon? Dungeon crawl? Let's see what other people said. 24 thumbs. I feel the tone is a little too aggressive / demanding, but I agree with those points. Would be very good topics to cover ASAP in the upcoming updates. Post an update all like, hey, we're live and already funded, and this is how the stretch goals work would be a good start. Want to see an aggressive, demanding comment? Check out mine in most popular. It's funny because I actually extended this comment by a way to reduce how aggressive it was. This wasn't my intention. The original comment was worse, people. Yeah, I see it. Especially if I actually did want to splunk down $400 on this, $350, $375, whatever it is. I would just go to the next minis game, and that's what I've been saying from the jump. I got bad juju on this one. Yeah, sometimes I'm like there's a lot of red flags that point to this being a game that's not spectacular. And that's coming from someone who's done a lot of these and seen a lot of games and seen what they've turned into. And some turn out spectacular and some don't. And this one feels like, hey, second rules errata, second edition. Yeah, this game's great. The original backer, maybe not so much. All right, so there you go. Let's give this one a grade. Do I want it? Gameplay-wise, just strictly gameplay-wise, I mean, yeah, it has all the boxes. It looks cool. Customize your cards. Put them in the sleeves. You got one on the top, one on the bottom. Fancy minis. You can turn into an elephant guy. Everybody's different. You're exploring. It's got all the plastic. It's got a big booklet. Choose your own adventure. It's got all the check marks. Check box. Flip that. Can you do it? No, I don't feel comfortable with that at all. From a publisher's perspective, yeah. Yeah, I imagine that they could put out a bunch of big boxes, especially they got $1.2 million with the minis and the molds and all that stuff. But from the actual gameplay perspective, I keep coming back to this. Like, this is not a track record, like, of a designer that I'm, like, feeling splunking down $350 on. You know? What's the difference? You know, they're improving as they go, but at the same time, maybe it's just the, well, that one, I don't know. I'm going to stop looking at that. FAQ. There is, is the rule booklet? Rules. Nope. Is there an estimated fulfillment date? What is Abaddon's phone number? Whatever. Why is Sands of Destruction Box not a standalone expansion? Expanded Campaign Pledge is the one to go if you want the necessary to play Act 1 and 2. We did not offer Act 2 as an add-on, but it requires the core box to be played. So it's an expansion? I don't know. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes and no. How much is it? Kickstarter reasonable? I guess. It's really 2 big boxes, then a whole bunch of plastic and some cards. I mean, it doesn't feel good. Final grade is, feel like I'm in the C- range. I feel like that's where it is. Because at the end of the day, the game itself has everything it needs, right? But that campaign page was garbage. Like, it's just absolute garbage. A total slog of just crap. Just so not fun to sift through. Just unadulterated minis porn. The typo in the first 20 seconds, which is a minor nitpick, but at the end of the day, who's not proofreading the first 20 seconds of their video? If you're launching a $100,000 Kickstarter and you personally $50,000, even though we know that's bullshit. Oh, I don't mean to curse. I try not to curse on this, but let's be quite frank, that's bullcrap. That's 100% bullcrap, and now that makes me really feel more strongly. Yeah, 50,000? You liars? Like, you're total liars. You're lying. And normally I don't like to call people out for lying, but let's be quite frank, we totally know that's, like, really? You were gonna make all this on 50 grand? Huh? Were ya? Were ya? I predict you'd grade it B- or C. Oh, man. This feels like one of those ones, if they would have hit 200,000 bucks, they were pulling the plug immediately. Which just, it's such a bad look. And it's just rubbed in your face with those stretch goals. I'm going to go with a C-, but this is one of the few times where I'm going to make a prediction that this is going to not rate terribly. It's going to need errata. I imagine there will be a rules errata before you get your game. That's my prediction. C-. I'm getting out of here before I think about it more. This is just... this game deserves better than this Kickstarter. But they do have $1.2 million, so good for them. They crushed that. Kudos. But let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for this one. I'm all over the board. Let me know, are you as well? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Also, no stream tomorrow, going up to the lake with my son, but we will be back on the 5th. Yeah, the 5th. So none on the 3rd, 4th, but coming back on the 5th. And then hopefully after that, a regular schedule. Bye-bye.